Wow. Wow, look at this, folks. It looks like the dark is making it rain again. The plants are going to be very happy. Yeah. This is like their third or fourth day in a row getting rained upon. Look at the trees, too. Yep, the plants, man. I bet they're all happy because it means they get more. It means they get more sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Means they get more sunlight. Huh. And they get more water. Wow. They're so happy. Yeah, look at that. It's about to rain again. Okay, so in this video, I want to explain something more. I want to explain more details about the deep things, right? So, okay. Now, let's see here. What was I going to talk about again? I was talking about the plants that I slipped my mind. But, hold on, folks. As you enjoy this beautiful scenery, let me think about it. Hold on. Okay, let's see here. I guess I'll just talk about anything. Let me see here. Now, okay, how about this? I thought of something. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the mother in heaven, the shadow. Oh yeah, so anyway, the first creation of the dark in heaven, the father in heaven, who's also called the dark. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about the mother in heaven, the ego counterpart to the dark. The shadow, the ego counterpart to the dark. So let's see here. Did you know that she's also the head of all demons and fallen heavenly beings and all evil, right? So that's also her role, right? And not only that, she's also called a light bearer and wisdom bearer because she is the mother of light and wisdom. And remember, she's also known as Lucifer. Remember, Lucifer has the world fooled thinking that she's a guy, but she's really a female, a goddess, a female spirit. Remember, folks, she's not an angel because an angel is a low ranking than a deity. She's actually a goddess, a female god. And she's the original goddess since she's the female that came out of the void directly, the female counterpart to the dark, the father in heaven. Yeah. So anyway, think about the mother in heaven. See, because the dark is known as the great unconscious, the unconscious, while the mother in heaven is known as the ego of the unconscious of the dark. Yeah, and she's also called the shadow counterpart, which is another term for ego counterpart, or self-awareness counterpart, or emotion counterpart, or all the terms she's known as, chaos, all of that. Yeah. So anyway, she's the head of all evil, right? Because she's the evil itself, the necessary evil, the all evil is based off of, yeah. So anyway, she commands all the devils, demons, evil deities, and evil goddesses and evil beings, and you know what I'm saying? She's the part of that. She's the top of the matriarchy when it comes to evil. Because remember, the origin of all evil is the original female. And all females are based off of the original female. So now I want to explain more in detail, how reality works. Now I'm gonna let you know. Have you guys noticed that when y'all live life, right? And then there are bad things that try to happen to you, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm explaining the human experience, the average human experience. Have you noticed when you go places or you try to do stuff, the things happen to try to get you upset or riled up? Or, so I'm going to explain what that is, right? Or bad luck, I'll explain what that is. That is chaos, trying to get your attention, because life has a purpose, right? But life is also called the original game, When people say life isn't a game, that's actually a lie. Life is a game. It's more than just a game, though. But part of existence is that it's also a game. So I'm gonna let you know the original game. You know, the main sport of the game of reality. I want y'all to recognize that in this video. So when bad things happen around you, or it's trying to happen to you, you know, or people come your way being negative, or trying to suck your energy dry, or, you know, all kinds of stuff, or, you know, or you accidentally trip, or, you know, just be aware that all that is just universal chaos trying to get your attention. That's right. Every time she acknowledges you, every time she have you acknowledge her, then she wins. And yeah. But if you recognize her pattern and then you ignore her at every counter, then the universal chaos will give up trying to get your attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, when anything happens around you, just be aware that it's not by random chance. It's happening on purpose. It's just chaos trying to get your male attention. Understand that, men out there? It's not just human woman that does that, you know. It's also, you know, universal chaos, the original female. She tries to get as much male attention as possible. And you basically win against her by not acknowledging her, no matter what form she tries to appear in, you know? You understand? Yeah. And then you'll get better at it, and then eventually she will give up on you and leave you alone. Because no matter what she does, she can't get you to react to her presence. So, I know this information is kind of pointless, you know? But I just wanted to explain the more secrets about reality, how the chaos of existence moves, and how she uses her minions or anything in reality to move herself. So that's what I wanted to say in this quick little video about how chaos operates, you know, within the reality. Yeah. She tries to cipher off a life energy, you know, mainly from males though. Oh yeah. But anyway, that's enough of this quick little video about chaos. Yeah, I wanted to talk more about, the mother in heaven in more detail. Yeah, remember, she also has other purposes, right? Yep, she has other purposes that she fulfills. It's not just, you know, part of the main game of trying to get your male attention. She has other purposes that she fulfills, you know. Like, for example, being the mother of the light in wisdom, which came from the dark through her as the portal. So she played that role. And then also, she also played as part of the example of casting your ego counterpart down to, you know, in order for a man to mature in existence, a man must cast his ego, his feminine side, to a lower position within him in order to be considered mature, you know. So when she was cast to a lower position to heaven because she was popular in heaven, that basically was God casting his ego counterpart down to a lower position. And see how the Creator God was an example to us. So that's why we men mature when we cast our ego within us to a lower position, because it's based off that. So she played a role in being an example of that too. So yeah. But just be aware that God's ego has a life of her own, and remember, all beings are not just based off a body part of God. All beings are alive. So yeah. So basically, God's ego is always looking for, because she's evil itself, she's always looking for some kind of, you know, drama, chaos, and misplacement. And basically, she likes to mess with mortals, you know, humans and deities and all kinds of beings all the time. So it's not just, so she basically like looks to troll all beings of every realm, male and female both. She with females it's easy because she and females are the same species, female. Yeah, all human females are the embodiment of the ego mind. So that's why she can communicate with them completely. You know, it's basically their first nature. because females are the embodiment of the ego itself. Human females, yes. So all females in general. So that's why she can easily tell them anything, and it's just first nature to the human females that listen to her. Yeah. But of course they won't always be conscious of it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what I wanted to say in this video. I wanted to talk more about how chaos operates, you know? Alright. Peace.